Well, welcome to Chocolate Day. Today is cake making day at our house, and I'm going to make my world famous chocolate cake. It's the most easiest chocolate cake that you'll ever make, and it seems to be so nice that everybody, even people that don't like chocolate, like this cake. So it's nice and light, it's tasty, it's not so heavy, and it just seems to be an all-round great cake to eat. So let's get started. Make sure the dry ingredients are all sifted. Then whisk in the wet mixture until smooth, and lastly stir in the boiling water. Over here we have all the dry ingredients: the flour, the sugar, the cocoa, the baking powder, baking soda and salt all go into this bowl, all nice and sifted and all mixed together nicely. Over here we have the milk, the eggs, the oil and our essence. So all relatively easy, cheap ingredients to get. The only thing I would say would be to make sure that you get a good quality cocoa. That's probably the most important part of making this cake. Okay, so let's get started with our mixing. Okay, so I'm going to make a well in the middle, and I'm going to pour all the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients. Give it all a stir. Now that the mixture has come together and you can't see any more dry flour, it's time to add the boiling water. And if you add it too fast or mix too quickly, you could hurt yourself. So just nice and slow. So the mixture's changed quite a bit since we started. It's a lot more runny now, which is exactly what it needs to be. So I'm just adding the last little bit of boiling water into the bowl and mixing that through. So it's more like a wet mud cake mixture. The batter is ready to be poured into the tins. Sanitize. I really like to put the mixture through a sieve, because sometimes even though it's sifted, you really can't get out all the lumps. So sometimes it's good to do that. So we're going to pour it through as okay. And if you come in and have a look, you can see why I sift the mixture, because there's always little bits of sediment of cocoa, sometimes the salt getting through. When you're filling your cake tins, it's a good idea to fill it half to 3/4 full, no more, to allow for baking. Now our mixtures have been poured into the tins and they're ready for the oven. This one here will take at least an hour. This one here maybe not so long, so keep an eye on your oven. Our chocolate cake has come out of the oven. Come in and have a look how beautiful it is. It's very spongy, it's pulled away from the side, it has an overall mound over the top. Let it rest for at least 10 minutes in the pan. Now I'm ready to take it out. I put a piece of paper on top of the cake cooling rack, and then turn it over and gently lift the cake tin away from the cake. carefully peel the paper away from your cake. And all we need to do now is let it cool down. Ready for decorating. I'm going to show you how to cover your chocolate cake coat. And notice that it's 35 degrees. Okay, ready? So here's the second cake. Once you've done your first layer and the ganache is starting to set, give it a couple of taps to get the air bubbles out. That's the first layer. Now we're going to do part 2 of the covering of our chocolate cake. This is mixture is the glaze that we made, chocolate glaze, and it sits at 36 degrees Celsius. So that's perfect for our second coat. Position the glaze over the cake and in one nice pour, tapping the cake as we did before to remove the air bubbles and to assist the glaze in sliding down the cake. My ganache, I've covered my cakes, I've got all my little decorations that made, and I did some moulding today, and you can see how nice and shiny that is, and that's because of the preparations that I have done previously. I've got a nice little bunny here that's been previously painted, and a couple of nice little shoes. I know they're not Easter, but you know, some people like them. And the best way to put these eggs together is, I've got a hot pot here which has just been on the stove, and you'll notice that I'm wearing these cotton gloves, and they are so that I can avoid getting fingerprints on the nice shiny chocolate. And let's get busy. Here I'm using my decorations, and you can use any kind of decorations that you like for your own masterpiece. Product called Cool Spray. It's especially for chocolate, and if you have a look what I do with it, it helps to set your chocolate very fast. So you can see that the theme here is Easter. I'm using my own little themed sprinkles, some candy eggs that I got from the supermarket, and my own little coconut rough truffles. And just to make it special, I'm going to add my glitter. Okay, we are all done. Here are the finished products ready to serve. As you can see, cake decorating is my passion. I love to decorate, especially with chocolate. I love the rustic creativity that involves in front of me, but the best part is being able to bring happiness to my friends and family, sharing my creations and seeing people smile.